Well, 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 well. So, whew, Power episode, or book three, episode 405 is now in the books. The nail is sticks up, and rest in peace to famous Figueroa. Wow. Um, I don't know why I wasn't prepared for it. Y'all can let me know what's up in the comments. Make sure you like this stream when you come through. Man, that hit me. Spoiler alert, if you have not seen it, I don't suggest that you come on. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you don't come on. So y'all can let me know down in the chat. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, Miss Liv said, Lord, I just finished crying. I tell you, I started shedding a tear, I can't lie. Oh man, oh man, oh man. The director's joining me. It is
What's up?
episode 405, season four, episode five. And man, I was starting when I saw that little scene, I'm like, okay, where are they going with this? At first I was like, what is this? The introduction of ghosts? See, that's the first thing I was thinking.
Yeah, I thought that too. When I saw that, I said, I thought they gonna say this little nigga that vanished like a ghost. That's what
Yep.
I'm gonna say. Oh Lord.
That's the first thing I was thinking. And Miss Liv, I'm with you. Yo, Leo
Oh,
Stout said when y'all have a new
speaking of
original
ghosts,
plan.
yeah. Speaking of
It's
ghosts, we got the
coming up.
one. We got the original plan with ghosts. Yeah, we gonna put that out soon. I appreciate you asking about that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that we putting the original plan with Ghost coming out next. So yo man, Clark Brothers here with on the breakdown of Power Universe, episode 405, the nail that
Mhm.
sticks up. And man, I thought that I was gonna be the tears with Marvin because that is a tough spot. We're gonna start with
Yeah,
Marvin first. We'll get the famous, but I gotta start with Marvin because that is a tough thing to have to do.
yeah,
Even if you're not getting along with your mom, I know their
yeah. That's
relationship
crazy.
is tough, but your mother basically asking you to put her out of her misery.
Yep.
Um, if we lost our mother, so we can speak on that scenario. If and I don't know whether you can answer this question or not, but when our mother had a stroke, she was in the hospital,
Mm.
right? And she never really regained consciousness. But let's just play devil's advocate. Let's say she did regain consciousness. Everybody, make sure you like the stream coming in, to send it through the algorithm. Make sure
Smash a
you like
like.
it
Yep.
coming through the door. Thank you for
Smash the
that.
like button.
Yeah, smash like if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Um, Mom comes to she says I don't want to be in this situation. Um, let's just say they said she's never going to walk again. Let's just say that.
Mm.
And she says, I don't want and our mother, if she is limited, she ain't gonna want to. She's not gonna want to be here. Like
Right.
she used to always say stuff like that. Like if I'm gonna be paralyzed and can't move and stuff like that. She's like,
Hmm.
I'm not. I don't want to be no burden on nobody. I can't live my life like that. So if your mother, if our mother came to you and said, you know, give me the morphine, pretty much take me out of my misery. I don't want to suffer no more. You doing it?
Nah, I couldn't do it. Yeah, I mean, the it was hard enough. Well, I didn't make that decision anyway, but that was Dad's decision. When remember she coded a couple of times, and Dad decided to not resuscitate, which something that she had said before anyway. She was
Right,
like, if she died, let her die. But
right.
they resuscitated her the first time, and
Yeah,
then there's a lot of different things that come with that could so that was tough enough. No, I wouldn't have been able to do that, even if she
nah,
wanted it. I wouldn't have
nah,
been able
me
to do that.
neither. I guess you just have to hate me the
Yeah, you
way
just gotta
she
hate me the way it
yeah,
is,
the
and
way she was
let
hating
let
Marvin.
right. Marvin did the right thing, man. It was a tough situation for him, but he
Rock would
did
have
the
been
right
like
thing.
Rock would have been like, where do you need the needle? Rock would have
Yeah,
put it right there
she'd
and
have probably did it.
said, say less. Rock is
Hmm.
cold hearted, man. And we're gonna get to her in a minute too, because Rock's starting to piss me off. Finally, I never thought that I would say Rock is starting to piss me off, but Rock is starting to piss me off now. Um,
Except for when she do that walk.
yeah, that walk, that I forget about all being pissed off. As soon as she start walking, I say,
I'm like,
forget it.
jeez,
I ain't pissed off no
forget it.
more.
Hey man.
Um,
Okay.
so let's talk about this episode. Um, in the beginning, I knew once it came on and they started doing the flashbacks, I said, okay, this is gonna be the scene. They find out about him, right? I knew as soon as I saw the flashback scene that that eliminated. When you saw the mother go down to the police precinct, that eliminated that famous skip town, or famous
Yeah.
is in what what they call it, witness protection and
Yeah.
all that. Ashanti, thank you for dropping in.
Yeah.
Um, so and then the flashback stuff, we found out that they came from a domestic violence situation,
Yeah.
and I knew that was going to be it because when it came on, it said it's domestic violence
Yeah.
going on, right? So once the flashbacks came, I knew that this was going to end up happening. Now, the whole thing with the grandmother and what have you, um, I thought that they were going to parallel it, and since they found out that Famous was gone, then I thought they was going to make Marvin do that to his mother, but he just couldn't do it. Now Marvin is having a rough season.
Yeah,
Um,
he's definitely he's on demon time all day. I mean,
yeah,
Marvin has caught a body every episode. It seemed like,
pretty much.
yeah,
And he,
every other episode he catching a body. So I mean, which isn't if you're a Marvin fan, you got to be worried. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
if Marvin is your favorite character, you got to be worried about him. If you know Power, if you followed Power, all this attention that he's getting every episode, and the spiral that he's going, the road he's going down. I don't know if it's going to be a recoverable road, but yeah. So this episode really just kind of focused on a little bit of everything. Focused on Famous. I liked how they did that. It's really weird. I'd really like to know what happened with the actor who's plays Famous, because they really it felt like to me they kind of shot this episode without him, because they didn't show him. That
right,
flashback was already shot last season, so that's not something.
yeah.
It's like they didn't shoot anything with him this season,
Nope.
unless we do get a flashback, some more flashback stuff. Because you still got the episode called "The Price of Fame" coming up,
Where
so
you'll probably
yeah,
find out what happened.
you'll probably
Um,
find out exactly what happened to him.
right.
Meanwhile, we got Unique walking around. Unique is trying. I think he feeling himself a little bit too much. He's rolling up on these Italians. You
Yeah,
know, the
yeah.
Italians is like they
I'm
put
like,
him
come
back in
on
his
now.
place.
Right. I'm like, come
Italians.
on. I thought they was gonna, you get the F, like they would not allow him to. The moment he started flexing up on them, they would have put three in him and kept it moving.
Kept it
But
moving. Like everybody think you dead anyway. Let's just kill him.
right now,
You
let
know,
me
he
tell
ain't
you.
got no team. His team is that little nigga. He literally got that little nigga in his pocket. He
Right.
probably could put him in his pocket,
which
little
which
nigga.
which is going to be an issue for Kanan because I knew.
Hmm.
So when they showed the scene, remember we were asking, did he have a mask on? But now they
Nope,
showed that he didn't even have a mask on. So
nope.
that right there lets you know that this dude, he let this dude live. So he told him he's got him working, pretty much working with him. This
Yeah,
dude, Kanan is gonna probably kill this dude.
you're gonna have
Um,
to, or Juke. Somebody
yeah,
gonna kill him.
one of them's one's gonna find out about him now. There's a few things going on here. The one thing that's going on, the main thing is what happened to Famous, right? So
Hmm.
the first episode from the opening episode, Marvin was the first one to really mention Famous. Heard he was talking. Lou says, Marvin telling him he was talking. But Lou was in rehab, so he really doesn't have anything to do
Yeah,
with it. Juke and Kanan saying, we heard he was talking. He was talking. So now, we're gonna have to start going down to what happened to Famous, and it's gonna be one of four things, right? So either because remember he was in custody, right? He was in custody. Now I believe they couldn't really hold him. I don't know whether it
hmm,
was that they couldn't hold him because he
yeah. Because
said,
the
yeah,
cops said that he was a fugitive, so they had to let him go for whatever reason. Whoever got him out, we don't know yet. We
right,
have theories. It's possible that Howard got him out. It's
right.
possible that
Yeah.
somehow he got out. They released him,
Did
and
Howard release him again, or I don't know if Howard would have took the chance because they were already asking questions about Howard,
yeah,
and I'm sure they went to Howard and asked him. Now, could they could they have just let him go and said, "Don't leave town," because he did say, yeah, well, around the same time it happened and the same day it happened, two different things. So you said you placed me at that scene days before it happened, but days before it happened and the same day it happened is two different things. I
yeah,
mean, so now they were asking him last time we seen him, and then she said, "Tell him what you know." Now she did sit down and tell the cops he was cooperating. He was telling you what you wanted to hear, right?
yeah,
And so I guess they let him go, and I don't know whether he was going to tell them whatever or find the information, but somehow or another he was able to get out and skip town,
mm,
right? They would have said whether somebody bailed him out, right? So they probably had to let him go, and either Marvin, on the word of Rock. Because remember, there's still something to, and I think it's gonna come back. There's something to that stare between Howard and Rock when she was going to get the candy bar, and she looked in and saw Howard talking to the police. And he looked up at her, she looked at
hmm,
him, and they was just like staring at each other. So they're going to come back to that. And either Howard told Rock about Famous,
yeah,
and then she had Marvin take him out. Since Marvin's taking everybody out this
yeah,
year, either Unique seen him coming out because remember he performed. If whether what can be that because he went down to the police after that. Unless, like I said, Unique could have got him. He could, or it could be payback for Freddie,
mm,
right?
yeah,
But the weight the face his mother made, it was on some gruesome stuff. It was on
yeah,
some snitching type stuff. That's the way she looked. Like maybe once again we see Rock and them made that mistake before. They thought Scrappy was snitching. They may have thought Famous was snitching,
Yeah,
and they know the old saying about snitches. You
yeah.
know, so yeah. Again, I mean, with Freddie that big time that somebody would go out and do that. You know what I mean? Um,
Nah, that was a hit. And my guess, and this is purely a guess. I think it was either, I hate to say it, but I think Marvin might be behind it, either under the order of Rock or
or
Stefano.
Stefano.
Stefano, yeah,
Y'all
Stefano.
down in
Yeah,
the chat, y'all in the comments.
yeah. What do you
Who do
think
y'all
happened to
think? What
Famous?
do y'all
Tell
think
me
happened to Famous?
what do y'all think happened to Famous, man? Who got Famous? Who bodied Famous?
The streets
That's
need a body, and turned out to be Famouses.
trying to be
Man,
Famous body. Y'all,
I was shedding tears, man. I was like, oh man, I didn't expect that. I mean, I expected him to, but I mean the whole thing with the Kanan with the best friend, and now, and what about the mother? The mother.
she
Two,
did a
thi-
great job. Great
she did.
performance by her
Yeah,
in
she did
this
a great
episode.
acting job, but
Yeah.
it's really, she's really gonna feel a lot of guilt because number one, she kicked him out in the first place. That made him get involved in that sort of stuff because he
Yeah.
didn't have nowhere to go and he had to make a way, right? So because he didn't have no way to go and make a way, like he told his mother, I got into some strange stuff. So because he was on, pretty much would have been homeless if not. He started hustling with Kanan.
Hmm.
Then she turned in the gun.
Yeah.
She turned him into the police. You know what I mean? So this ends up happening because now he got, for the murder. They said he did the murder. So that's a long ride home for her on the bus. Had to go take a bus down the precinct to identify your child. I
Yeah. It's
mean,
terrible.
that's absolutely terrible.
Terrible. Terrible. I mean, so now what do you think Unique is doing with this little nigga, OC?
I,
And
you,
obviously we see what he's doing, but I mean, like, what he's getting information on Kanan. He just
mhm.
really just wants to find out what Kanan's doing. And he's, and trying to find out more on Rock. He knows that how Rock is moving. I
Yeah.
don't know, man. Why didn't he kill this nigga in the first place?
I I think he wants to find out.
Use him.
He may try to find out where Kanan's stashing his bread,
Yeah,
so he can get it because he said he's stealing from his mother, ain't really stealing. He gonna probably get all the information he needs, and then once he gets all the information, he's gonna kill him because the guy's seen his face. Right, so
yeah,
he's gonna definitely kill him once he gets all that information.
yep.
Right.
And
So
as we know, Juke kind of, her, as we predicted, her just kind of blowing it off. She feels good actually because she found out that her little friend is happy that the guy is dead. So,
right. So she's happy about it. That whole situation is going to end up working out well for her. You know what I mean? So that situation will come. It'll come back up at some point. Because Juke and this girl still they gonna have their little thing going on, right? So there was a love scene with Juke. So and I'm gonna assume it's this woman. So
yeah,
that's still coming, right? So
gotcha.
we have that, but
I want to
man,
ask you something. And the chat room, y'all could chime in on this. This A&R chick, I don't know about her. I
yeah,
don't trust her.
moving way
She
too
asks
fast,
a
like
lot of questions
right,
and she know a lot about Lou already.
yeah,
I don't know. I'm asking the chat room, what do y'all think? Y'all trust this chick?
yeah.
You think she working for
I'm
the
gonna take the
feds or
word of
something?
Kanye. That bitch fed.
She fed. Think she the feds or what? I
I
mean,
think she the feds. I
she's moving very fast. If not, she definitely has some sort of ulterior motive. Either she's trying to seduce Lou to get some leverage or something. Maybe she's
right,
trying to take over that guy's record label.
right,
I'm gonna say before the end of this series, if she's not the feds, she also gonna sleep with that rapper, with Lou's rapper. She gonna
right,
sleep with him too. Yeah.
right.
Somebody said I don't trust her. I don't trust her.
Yeah,
She's got a motive.
a
She's
terrible. Yeah,
got an
right,
ulterior motive. You
right.
know what I
She might
mean?
end up sleeping with that. Yeah, I might agree with you on that. Either that, or or Lowell sent her.
Or
Um,
Lowell sent her to do
hmm
something is wrong.
to do
Now
something.
she mentioned out of nowhere, she mentions famous sister.
Sister, yeah.
How you know that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How you know you?
Lou was not known like that.
Yeah,
So
nah,
you
man.
had
Come
to be
on.
doing some investigation or
You
thing.
had
I
just
like
some
to
real, or
find out.
someone gave you that information.
Right.
Because how do you know that? And ironically, the next episode is The Price of Fame, and that girl, the sister is listed to be back in she's in that episode. So maybe
Right.
they're gonna have Famous funeral
Yeah.
or something like that because she's in that episode. So, and then she'll probably link. Now that she mentioned her and Lou are probably gonna have a moment
Mm-hmm.
because
Because she
he's
said,
gonna
"Is that over with?" You know what I mean? So
right
I don't know. It's something. It's something where they're gonna have a
something
moment,
stinks.
and she's gonna say, I thought you said it was over with. Oh, Fame died, this and the other." And
Yeah,
now next episode, he's getting back in the game.
yeah.
So next
Because
season,
he trying to avenge Fame.
right?
He talking about avenging Fame. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I think it's a little weird there, but I definitely I agree with the chat room. I don't trust her at all.
No.
This chick asking too many questions. She moving mad fast. She
Yeah.
has an agenda.
Yep.
She
Slept
got
with
an
Lou
agenda.
already. Oh, talking about
Seven
oh,
of them already. And I'm telling you, the next time you see her in bed, it's gonna be with
be real.
Partisan Fonte, whatever his character's name
Right. Right.
is. What's his name again?
But be realer.
Be real.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was
he gonna
fun.
be realer, all right. He gonna be
He gonna be realer in her.
he gonna be
he gonna
driller.
be, he
Watch.
gonna be driller, right? So she gonna be in bed with him because she's trying to. I don't know what her motive is. Maybe it's because that guy hired her. If she's not working for him, trying to find something out, she might be trying to get his spot because she seemed like an opportunist.
Yeah.
She seemed like an opportunist.
Yeah.
So
Something
she might be
something's gonna
trying to take
happen.
over the label. I don't know. She trying to do something. Or she's the feds. One of the two.
Right. One of the two. She said
So
there's something about her. There's something about her that I don't like. Um there's something. She's just not some executive that likes Lou. Like she's been very, very. Oh, and then he goes and says, "Oh, need you two to work together." Well, why? Why do you need them two to work together? She might be working for him.
she is working for him,
Right.
technically. But I mean, what is he trying to get? What is
Right.
he trying to get out of Lou? What's he trying to get Lou to do? You know what I
Right.
mean? He's a little extra nice too, giving away money. Jewish people don't give away money. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
So let's be honest here. That ain't no stereotype. That's the truth. Every Jewish friend I have tell you when you ask them for money, they be like, "You kidding me? I'm Jewish. Why you asking me for money? I ain't giving you no money." So
Right.
and that's their words, not mine. So
Right.
he giving away money. Since when does that happen? So I don't know. It's a little weird where they're going with that. But I put in the chat room also. What about this episode that anybody noticed that maybe we didn't notice, or is there anything particular y'all want us to talk about? with this episode as we continue to go through it and then wrap it up.
Right. Because yeah, anything particular that you guys want to discuss. Let's get to Rock.
Mm.
Rock, you
I'd
know,
love to
uh,
get The Rock, but damn.
Rock, now that she okay, she standing see that she now that she has a backup plan, even though the dude has not agreed yet to work with her, she's talking to old boy like he's garbage now, right? The dude, she's had enough of this dude on the motorcycle with that
Mhm.
long hair. He been talking to her, he been shading her. I guess because she's a woman, and she said, "Oh, so you over here missing Neek, so that's why you treat me like crap because you over here missing him." And
Yeah, Jackie Jackie Tran, I call him. He kind of look like a trans
Jackie Tran,
Jackie
that
Tran. But
look
anyway,
like a transgender.
like a little Jackie Tran. But yeah, go ahead.
So the whole thing with that, as we see, Unique has now revealed itself to him, and this guy was, Unique may not have had everything all together, but I respected him, right? He said, "You're messy." Now, Rock, this here's my thing with Rock.
She is messy.
You're making through you are messy. Like you're making through what do you expect? These people have been doing this forever. Nobody ever been murdered. The guy said. But here y'all come and now everybody's being attacked.
Yeah.
So you cannot expect them. They're not used to this stuff like this. They
And,
getting you
yeah.
didn't come in saying,
Family
well,
members getting murdered.
right. Family members are getting murdered, and people that ain't even on the front lines is getting murdered, and you're sitting here, and you expect them to be okay. Oh, I'm going to take care of it. It's too late to take care of it. Family members already been killed. You should have been
Yeah.
said, "I'll take care of it" before that happened.
And that's what he's saying. He actually kind of right about that. I can't even.
See what
So it's
Major said something. See what they
what if
highlight that.
Stefano? Yeah, let me highlight it. Says what if Stefano got word from his NYPD friend and told Marvin Fane told something because the mom did say he told the feds what they wanted to hear.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
And
that
we
was one
agree.
of our good point. We talked about that off air. Yeah, I think Marvin is the trigger person, but it was either under the orders of Stefano or under
or
the
or
orders of Rock.
of Rock. But the whole thing is, I don't think it's Rock
Yeah.
because I think Rock would have told Kanan.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I think because the way Marvin is moving this
Is moving this.
season,
Yep,
he's making a lot of decisions without Rock, and he's
without
letting
Rock.
Stefano kind of manipulate him. And like I said this at the beginning of the season. Marvin is suffering for what every sidekick right hand man suffers from.
Robin
Sidekick
syndrome,
syndrome, I
as
call
they
it.
call
Yeah,
it. Yeah, Robin
yeah.
syndrome.
Robin syndrome, where I want to be, I
I
want to
want to
be
be
top
Batman for a
dog,
change.
or even want to be Batman, but you masquerading as Batman. It's like Robin putting on Batman's outfit and going out in the night and beating people up. Yeah, it's like
I
you,
like that. That's a good one. I like that.
yeah, you masquerading as Batman. You know
You
what I'm saying?
masquerading as
You
Rock,
ain't Batman,
like you're the tough
right?
guy, like you're
Right.
masquerading as Rock.
You right. No, you're masquerading as Batman. Like you're Robin, Dick Grayson puts on Batman's costume and people don't know any better. They just think it's Bat they running from Batman. So it's like you know, but he really so that's what happens. Every sidekick or every right hand man, they want to be the top dog. And then you think about everything that's throughout the season. Him listening to Stefano, not telling Rock, lying to her face. Then you even got the mother brought it up, trying to get at him. Yeah, you
Yeah,
the man. Rock always trying to make you feel like you weak. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
everybody gets at him like that. So I believe that unfortunately, he's one of my favorite characters, but I think Marvin did what he felt needed to be done, and he went and did it because Stefano put the battery in his back. So
Yeah.
I agree with Major on that one.
Yeah, I think Stefano is manipulating Marvin, and I think I don't even know what his deal is, in the end. I mean, because Stefano, listen, he's an Italian. You know what I mean, he's a damn
Mm,
Italian at the end of the day. I wonder how bad they did Fame because there was some. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
yeah.
because of the actor now, a lot of things. Not a lot of things, but I've heard a few things. The actor did no promotion whatsoever on the
Yeah.
show, and there was rumors that he had gotten into some legal trouble.
Mm,
um he had gotten into some legal trouble and was even locked up according to rumors, had gotten locked up. So I don't know whether they saw that or they cut ties with him. I don't know what it was, or whether it was up, but he did no promotion of the show at all. And um usually when they do that, it means they're because that's how ghosts move. Remember,
yeah.
they didn't show ghosts. They still haven't shown
Right.
ghosts since then. They didn't do any even with
Yeah.
the they wouldn't even use his voice when they said, "I knew you'd end up here, little nigga." They supposed to use ghost voice
Right.
there.
They supposed to at least use. I mean, you can't even get him to say that. And it's
Right,
funny because there's a good casting with the young guy because that dude I mean Anthony Fig. I mean Anthony Ortiz, Antonio Ortiz, who plays him. There's pictures of him on his IMDb as young, like young pictures of him as a little kid. He kind of
yeah,
looks like that kid they cast, you know, because he's been acting since he was a kid. So there's
right,
pictures of him as a kid on his IMDb, and that was a good cast that they did of him as a kid. But I mean, I don't see him listed in any other episodes. Like you said, he did no promotion of anything. It's weird. It's a little weird, but yeah, and I'm sure even if it was, they probably got him silenced because they don't want no spoilers to go out.
right,
But
right,
yeah, now
but
we may see something now that Famous has been confirmed dead.
right, because
We might see him pop
there
up.
still is that quick scene where somebody has a gun that looks like
Yeah,
it's Famous head, and it looks like Marvin's gun, and
yeah,
it looks like the dude had a ring on, and Marvin
hmm
I think is the only male that wears a ring. Now, I don't know whether Unique wears a ring, right? But it looked like a black hand, and like it had a ring. Now, um, his name asked a good question. He said, "Y'all think Tanner is Stefano's inside man?" You know what I was thinking. Since he's always what if he's just faking? What if it's Garcia? What if Garcia is the inside man? The one that's act
yeah.
like he don't know
The one that
that
that's the
keeps
cop.
popping up, and the one that lied to the mother,
Yeah.
right? Because he's like, who did Garcia tell you that? He's lying. The one that keep popping up on Kanan. You know what I mean? So what about him? I'm Tanner. Tanner's the black dude, ain't he?
Um.
I think Tanner's the black dude. You have to remind me, is Tanner the black dude? My theory is the kid stealing the beer was young Ghost. That's the first thing he ever seen like that. And unless it was a flashback, Game been under that mattress for a while. Fame been under
Under
the mattress
Fame.
for a while. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely Fame was under the mattress for a while because remember he's been missing for 4 months.
right. So he's
So
been under that mattress for four
he's been
months.
on that.
So
That's
that so
why I
that
was like,
and
oh,
it's good point. Now Layla, I said, like I said, I thought that was Ghost. So maybe they killed two birds with one stone, and they got that. And that's
introduced
how
the.
they got Ghost. They enter young Ghost into the mix, right?
Mhm.
So by seeing a body.
When I first saw that, I thought the same thing you thought. I was like, what are they doing here? I'm like, this go. I thought he was going to be gone, and I thought
I'd
the
be like,
guy was
man,
going to say something like,
they
"Damn
gone
kid
like a
vanished like
ghost.
a little ghost.
Everybody be like, oh,
This
and
guy
you,
vanished like a ghost." Everybody been like, "Oh." Everybody would have
right?
went crazy after that,
Because
but
he was fast too. That's what I thought, and they can still do it. Like you said, maybe he saw.
that ain't
Um,
Ghost because he threw up. No, I'm joking.
now, now they said that now he's gonna be. Is he talking to? Is he talking to this kid when he said, or is he talking to OC when he says, "You want to make some real loot? Give me some information." So it's
No,
probably
he
that
was talking.
OC, probably that OC
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, because he said if you need money, you should tell me you need money. He's like, and he making all of these questions and stuff. That's what he's like. If you need money, just tell me. So that's probably what he's trying to. He was talking to OC, but
Right?
OC obviously
Can't trust him
you
now.
can't trust him because he's everything he find out he gonna report back to
Right?
Neek. So and then Parnessa shows up at Rock's crib. Oh man, trying to
Right.
get back the money.
Trying to, oh, because you killed Neek. She keeps saying, I got screaming. Everybody thinks I killed Neek. You know what I mean? So I got screaming from the mountaintops. Even Neek thinks that she killed him. Right? So, yes, that's how you know it's close to Unique revealing himself because, you know, everybody now Vanessa done found out about the money. So she's going to eventually
She
catch
gonna
Neek.
catch it.
She's going to
She
catch
gonna
him.
catch
I thought she's
it.
going to catch him this week, to be honest.
Me too. I thought she was gonna get there and she gonna be like, "Hey," and, or at least see him. You know, like look out the window and see him walking away. But yeah, she's gonna be looking out now for who's putting this money in her thing.
Right.
But I mean, it looks like for the
Because she
next
probably knows
episode,
that
anyway.
Rock didn't do it.
Yeah,
She's gonna know now that Rock didn't do it.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, a lot happened this episode, and once again, another body dropped. This one
Right.
by Marvin. Yeah, it's Marvin is on demon time, man.
Definitely on Demon
This
Time.
whole season, man. And I'm worried for him. I'm worried for him. And the mother looked like she was trying her last ditch effort to try to antagonize him to maybe do it.
I
And
swear, the way
she's
he's been acting, I thought he was gonna turn around. I was
gonna
just
turn
going
around and do
overboard.
it. Like,
I
yeah,
thought he
you
was gonna
want
turn
this?
around and shoot her.
No, he can't go shoot her, but he would have been like, here, you want
Like,
it?
shut up, pow, pow, pow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's shooting everybody that mouth off it, but I'm telling you, classic Robin syndrome. This guy's Robin. This guy's masquerading as Batman.
And she's gonna be saying, and Rock is gonna be upset and gonna say, "I'm thinking for
I
your
just
mess,"
told you,
because I think
this is the
like the next
second
scene.
time. Yeah,
Yep,
this
the
is the
next
second
scene
time
is.
that
I
that
mean, the
happened.
next episode it says it has to make up for his mistake because she
Yeah,
said, "Don't push too hard,"
yeah.
and then he goes in
Same
and
thing that
kills the dude.
Stefano said.
Say, "Yep,
Stefano said the same thing. Just ring his bell, see who's home. Yeah, he saw he was home, all right.
you're right. This guy sent them home."
Yep,
You know, so
sent them
now,
home to see Jesus.
so now what's going to happen is she is going to eventually talk to Stefano, and she's going to find out that this dude, has been doing him. But she's going to be upset. 'Cause she's going to say, "So y'all been doing stuff behind my back?"
Yeah,
And then she's going to say, "I asked you to your face, and you lied right to my face." So
yeah.
this is the reason why. This is the reason why I'm saying to myself now, I don't want this to happen. So Major said, what did Major say? Remember that scene when Marvin went pick up Lou from rehab? Marvin all the hints, gave Lou all the hints, but I don't think Lou took heat to how he was saying it.
Hmm.
Marvin goes to jail season 5, he thinks.
Yeah, I mean that's I can see that, but maybe he goes to
My
jail.
my thing is,
I think he
like,
might
my
die.
theory, my theory is because of all of the drama he's gonna get everybody into. I don't think Marvin's going to. I think Marvin is going to go out like his daddy. That's my
Mm,
prediction. My prediction is he gonna go out like his father.
He gonna off himself.
Yep,
Huh.
that's what I
Wow.
think. I think because he's gonna get himself, he's gonna get everybody into so much
So
shit,
deep. Yeah.
and then he Rock's gonna get against him. His mother already saying Marvin sorry. You know what I mean? And I just can't see Marvin doing a bid. Like I can't see
Now,
him
I don't
doing
see him doing a bid. I
no
thought he
life
might
bid or
get
nothing like
killed.
that.
Yeah. I thought he might get killed, but I can see that happening too.
Mhm.
I thought it seemed like Lou would be more the person. He's the more weak-minded one. So like Lou would be the
Right,
one
but
to
the
kill
but the
himself,
reason why I
but
say that is because Lou already
tried
started
to.
about doing it and then he stopped.
Yeah.
So it would be crazy full circle to end up Marvin the strong one. Marvin, you're stronger than, and then Marvin end up being the one doing that. He's either gonna do that or go out like Queen Latifah and Senator.
Yeah. And what? Yeah, death by cop, suicide by cop. He might do
Crazy.
that too. But or I kind of felt that somehow Marvin was going to die saving Lou or something but that's not what got Lou back in there. As we see, this famous thing is
Right,
getting him
famous.
back in it.
I thought Lou was gonna be back in due to Marvin.
Yeah,
Now he's back in because of famous.
yeah. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting right now. Uh, Anyone else we didn't cover in this episode? No, looks like it. And as we know, uh, that guy, Jackie Tran, he's uh he's happy to see Unique,
Right.
which is funny.
And
Meanwhile,
now he's
Unique
gonna
is
be
the one who
using
was
him
who was
against
hitting up all his people, who was killing all his people. He don't
right.
even know that.
He
He
don't
don't
know
care.
that. And now that's gonna be his organization. He said set up an organization. Now he's gonna use this guy
Yeah,
and then he'll have backing from the Italians.
from the Italians. Yeah,
So now Rock and them are gonna have a little problem on their hands because
yeah,
you're gonna be dealing with Unique and the Italians.
yeah.
And from what I see, Stefano is they're gonna probably be like, you know what, kill Stefano because he pretty much, authorized that hit on Sal.
Sal. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. They're gonna try to go after Stefano or try. It's gonna be a war. It's overall. I just want to say that I kind of like. I heard a couple of complaints about the pacing, but I like the pacing.
Right,
We got to remember this series has another at least one more season, so they can't
right.
just everybody's not gonna die, every episode. People have
And
people
so
have
far
been
they've
dying.
averaged a death an episode. So
Yeah,
that's better. That's way better than Ghost and Elijah. It's
yeah,
even better than Raising Canaan usually because
yeah.
they still average a death an episode so far. So
Somebody dying. Yeah. So I guess so next episode, more than likely they're gonna open up with Famous's
okay,
funeral.
famous case will go away. Hold on.
Yeah,
We
memorial.
got too much people. So Major said again. So y'all think this famous case will go away because he did snitch on somebody. I think he snitched on Marvin, not the other family.
Possibly.
What do you think what do you think he snitched on Marvin about? Um, I don't know. Or did he snitch
I
on?
I think he
I don't
snitched.
think he snitched.
I
I
think he
think it has
snitched
something to
on
do. I think it has something to do
with
with
Howard. I
Howard
think he snitched
because
on Howard.
right because they made us see that test for a reason, right?
Yeah,
There was a reason why Famous looked in there and found. Remember, he was the only one that knew that Howard was Kanan's father. So there was a reason that Kanan looked in there and then and so why he looked in Kanan's bag and was like, "Yo, that cop." You know what I mean? So they're not gonna make him see the test and then just have his murder have nothing to do with that. And I still say that this whole thing with Famous and Howard looking at Rock and Rock looking at Howard and her looking at him talking to the police,
Yeah,
because I
yeah,
think they came back in there to tell him that Famous said something about him or what have you. I'm telling you, I think all of that is connected.
yeah. I think so too. And maybe unless they go with Howard on a flashback, and maybe Howard put the battery in what you call his back, saying that Famous was talking about him, but he
Or
may not have
or or
been.
Howard did it himself. I mean, who
Howard
knows?
did it himself. It's
um,
very
so
possible,
because remember
you
he
know.
was suspended.
Yeah, he
Who
could
the
have
f
done
is Breeze?
it.
They dragging it now, and you know what? That would because that's the one thing that Kanan's holding over Rock's head. If Kanan find out that his father killed Famous, then he'll you know what? Rock, you free and clear because you killed
Yeah,
the person who killed Famous. Just a thought. Who the f is Breeze? They dragging it. I was thinking Unique after the fake death s, but now I'm thinking he's
he's
somebody
somebody.
we
We
will
will
see
see
next
the
season. Oh
season
my
of the
God.
end, or the
On the
end of
end of
season
season four,
four.
D Wiz
He
Big
was
Bro.
big bro. Dude has no name.
Man,
I know
you know what?
everyone's always. It seems like everyone's been coming up
If
with that.
Unique isn't Breeze, I give up.
I give
I'm
up.
gonna be upset. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be upset.
So Major again says so. If he snitched that Howard is Kanan's father, then it tied Rock to all this. So it boiled down to maybe Rock sent D Wiz treatment. Yeah,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
possible. That
Or
that's why with her saying it had to be done, she said that for a reason too. It had to be done
yeah, it had to be
when
done.
she killed Howard, and she says to Kane it has to be done, but that it had to be done. But what does that mean? It had to be done.
Right.
I mean, I thought it meant possibly because remember Howard wanted to set up
Marvin.
Marvin.
Wouldn't she have
He
told him
he
that?
wanted.
And
Yeah.
but it's gonna come down to, I don't know whether about snitching or what. It's gonna come down to, I don't think, if Kanan does know, if Kanan's not gonna know right now because he would never name his son Sean if
Hmm.
Famous was a snitch. If he knew Famous
Yeah.
was a snitch, he
Yeah.
wouldn't name him after no snitch.
Yeah.
Now, maybe he has the kid, and then later on, he finds out that Famous snitch, and maybe that's why it always had the animosity with Sean, because now he
Hmm.
already done named him Sean, right? And then maybe he finds out after his kid is born that Famous snitch. I mean, I don't
I
think
don't
it's
think
gonna.
Famous snitched on him. I
Yeah, I
don't
don't.
think he.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be the Famous snitch. I think it's gonna be another situation where somebody thought he snitched or he said something about Howard.
Yeah.
Right.
Somehow I can't shake the fact that Howard I think has something to do with this.
Right. Me
And
too.
being that Famous disappeared technically before Howard was killed, right?
Right.
I think if it was 4 months, yeah, I don't think because they said what was it, how much time passed when from that day? They said 6 weeks earlier, didn't they?
Well, well, remember, she said, you told me come back in 2 weeks, and you told me come back in
Right,
two
and
months.
then
She said,
it's been
now
four
it's
months.
been 4 months.
It's been four
And
months,
so
but when did they in episode one when they went back? How
they
far did
said
they go back?
they
6 weeks?
said 6 weeks
I
or
think it
three
was six
weeks.
weeks.
Was it
Nah, it must have been six
oh no,
weeks.
3 months, 3 months, right?
It was 3 months earlier,
Yeah, 3 months
and
earlier.
he's
So that's
been
six.
missing for four
Right,
months. So
right,
that kind of could kind of tie Howard in there then.
right.
Um,
So again, and back to Major's question. So now, I mean, it's still a possibility, Tim. Do you right now, gun to your head, is right this very moment, gun to your head, is Unique Breeze?
oh, I'm still going to say that. Just I'm saying it because I want this over with already. Just like you said, they dragging it. Just like Crenshaw said, they dragging it now. They been dragging it. I've been
Right.
checked out. If this nigga ain't because like we said, there is an episode down the road. The title "Allow Me to Reintroduce
Introduce
Myself."
myself.
So
Now if he comes back and says, "And I introduce myself, my name's Unique," jerk, then we're jerked. You know what I mean? And if he comes back, that would be a terrible job by the power writers because everybody believes this dude was Breeze.
yeah,
Rock was the only one not asking about famous, even though the family say, put the highlight that Rock was the only one, even though the family say
yeah,
he told. Good point. Rock was the only one, and if we look down the line at some of the episodes, Kanan is going to seem as though he's going to start believing Rock had involvement in Famous's death. And remember, Crystal also disappears. So
later on.
yeah, later on, he's going to start thinking that
Spoiler
Rock.
alert.
But right, but the whole thing is it's they're making it a little too. I never like when they make it a little too obvious because then it always turns out to be not. Everybody's used to Rock. Never really liked Famous anyway. She wanted, it just seems like too obvious that Rock did it. You know what I mean?
Well,
I think it's
I'll
gonna be
say
Marvin.
this. I'll connect this answer to the answer the question you asked about is if this guy is Breeze. If Rock is involved in Famous death, that's it between her and Kanan, and
Right,
it's very possible that he could be Breeze because we all know that Breeze is going to be the new mentor to Kanan, right? Eventually.
right,
So that would be the best way for him to uh, get away from his mother and then someone else take him under his wing. That'd be also great revenge for Unique to kind of take Rock's son from her, take him under his wing, and then they pretty much put her out of the business or try to put
right.
her out of business.
Man,
So it makes sense. And at this point, I'm hoping he is because I just want this over with.
yeah, I'm
I don't want
tired
to
of
hear
hearing
no more
about
new
Breeze.
characters. I don't want to hear about D Wiz's brother. Like that, like they said. He don't even have a name.
He don't have a name.
D
D
Wiz
Wizard brother.
brother?
We done heard
Yeah.
everybody with Breeze. Hell, hell, Symphony was Breeze at one point. One point
Yeah.
they said it was. They've been talking about Breeze
That was
ever
my
since
dark
that
horse.
damn Tariq brought it up. This is Tariq's fault. Here he
It's
is
all
causing more
Tariq's fault.
problems. His
Have
shit is over with, and he's still causing problems. I never
yeah,
liked Tariq. Tariq is the
yeah.
one. Oh, what about Breeze?
About
Start with
Breeze.
Breeze.
Start
What
with
do you care
Breeze.
about Breeze?
What do you
Breeze was
care
dead
about
before you was even
Breeze?
born. What do you care about Breeze for?
Yeah. Still that whole thing. Then just to use an excuse, they use that to use an excuse for him to shoot his own
Right.
father.
Oh,
Well, Breeze
I'm gonna
wasn't
kill
my
you because
father.
I'm paying you back for Breeze. You didn't even know Breeze.
He should have said, Breeze wasn't my father.
Right.
Yeah, I killed Breeze because he's in my way, but he wasn't my father. You killing your father because you saying I'm in your way. Yeah,
Hey
but
Breeze.
yeah,
Man, come on.
I'm gonna say it's a famous mama played a huge part in this because she went to the police with the strap.
Yep.
Yeah,
And before and I'll do you one better, Major. She kicked Famous out in the first place. That made him get involved in selling drugs.
yeah,
Because he bought a girl in the house and he
yeah,
said, yeah, he said, "I'ma die out there. I don't care." He kicked him out. And you bought a girl in the house and you'll kick your son out.
yeah. They should have showed that part, even though she had brought him back in the house, and that's
Mm-hmm.
the memory that she had, last memory of him. But yeah, that could have rushed through her head too when she kicked him out, and he's like, "No, I'm gonna die out there," and that's exactly what happened. He died out there,
Yep,
even though
he got
after she
himself
brought him
involved in
back.
some stuff.
Yeah, he wasn't built for that. And I do like how big up to 50 Cent's monologue at the end,
I love
his
that.
voiceover. That
Oh
was
man,
dope. He said,
that
"What
was
you want me to
touching.
say?
That
What
was
you want me to
touching.
say?" Yeah. Well, he deserved it. And he's like, "No, man, I'm sad."
Let's
Y'all
see if I can
leave
bring
me alone.
that end part of this to audio. And I was touched by that. You know,
Yeah,
I said some to it. I said I didn't want to see, the mother's face. What an acting job! I'm gonna look up who she is. What an amazing acting job she showed out in this episode.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
that actress that played Famous's mother,
yeah,
man, is yeah, it was something, man. It was that part, and I'm glad he said that. You know, I'm glad that he made Kanan say that because like she said, been knowing him since kindergarten. Like
yeah. That's
that's a
deep.
tough pill to swallow.
Yeah,
Kindergarten, not first or second grade. Kindergarten.
kindergarten. They've been knowing each other since kindergarten. And yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. But yeah,
Man.
I don't know, man.
Definitely a great episode. To me, probably the best episode so far. Um,
Great episode. Yeah.
Now I feel as though now stuff is gonna really start. But now that it's out, the cat's out of the bag. That fame is there now. Kanan's gonna be on some revenge ish.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, Kanan gonna be on some revenge ish, and he's gonna, like I said, he's gonna start trying to find out what exactly happened to Famous, and he's gonna start believing that Rock had something to do with it. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
he's gonna start believing that Rock had
He's
something
gonna
to do with
believe
it.
it, and who knows, maybe Unique is gonna somehow orchestrate that, you know. I like I said, I think the ultimate revenge for him would be
Turn the son
to
against
turn
the son
completely,
against him.
yeah, finish off turning Kane because oh, it ain't much to do. You already know he's stealing from his mother, so
Hmm.
turning him against her would be the ultimate revenge, you know, on her, and of course being able to take back his territory and get her out of the business, whatever way. And it's
Right.
I believe, and if that is the case, then he has no choice but to be Breeze at that point. Like I don't want to hear
Here
nothing
is the
else.
audio and the end is, man. Y'all that saw it, but the audio is tough, man. What's the 411? What's the 411? I thought the streets was here until I shot. Fuck you want me to say? That he deserved it? That fame was never built for this shit in the first place?
Mm,
I don't give a fuck about none of that. You only get one best friend in your life, and mine's is dead. That shit
mhm,
hurt. Sitting home alone. And gonna stay hurt. Thinking about
mm,
my past. So don't look to me for no words of wisdom.
yeah.
'Cause I ain't got nothing for you. Wow. I'm sad, nigga. You should be too.
Mhm,
Wow. Now leave me the fuck alone.
yeah. He said you should be too.
And I am.
Yeah, that was great. That was a good job. You know, 50 Cent delivering that, the writing on that. You know, like, listen, yeah, I'm a tough guy and all that stuff, but yo, that was my best friend since kindergarten. You only get one, and that
Yep.
is the truth.
Yep.
That is the truth. Yes,
You
a
get
lot of people, we
friends,
grow up,
you
we have a
get
lot
good
of good,
friends,
close
but you only
friends.
get one
One,
best friend.
one best friend. And he's like, his dead now. I'm sad. Leave me alone. And hey, man, that was great. Like he kind of spoke what we were thinking. You know what I mean? When he was
Right.
like, yeah,
We want to see.
because
We
everybody's
wanted to
like, should
know
we feel
how's
sad for
Kanan feel
Fame?
about it, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Did Kanan, because a lot of people were still saying this Kanan. A lot of people up until last week was saying Kanan didn't is the only one didn't really seem that worried about Fame. Maybe he Just some, but like I said, it's always the only thing I had in the back of my head was he named his son. So he was not gonna do that if this dude was a snitch or anything like that. I'm telling you, he had to die of a death. They took him out,
Yeah,
right? And that's
yeah,
tough.
tough. So next week, what do you guys think about next week with the based on the trailer?
Yeah, based on the
We
trailer,
we
it
know the
looks as
name is called The Price of Fame. We already kind of predicted that they're gonna do at least a memorial or funeral. They have
right.
his body, so they could do a funeral for Famous. It'll probably come on. That's a in pure power fashion. It's gonna come on with the memorial. That's what they always do.
Yep.
Every time every time they reveal a major character has died, or even a major supporting
He'll
character has
probably come
died,
on with the
they
funeral.
come on with the funeral. They've did it forever. They did it with Angie. They did it with everybody. They always do that. And they come on with the funeral, you know, and that's kind of like the send off. Power has this way of doing these send offs for everybody,
Right.
and
So
that's
next week, April 11th, Price of Fame. Rock tries to overcome Marvin's poor judgment. So she's going to find
yep,
out that this dude done killed Terry. Kanan recruits Jukebox to help him get justice for his friend. And that is, we already figured that out weeks ago. Unique assembles the final pieces of his plan. And that, I'm going to assume, is he got with the Chinese guy, and then in turn, he's now going to have the backing up of Phil Russo.
yep,
And then once he has them, I believe that's when he feels as though he's going to introduce her because 407 is allow me to reintroduce myself. So I
yeah,
believe 407 is whether we're gonna find out whether he's breeze or not.
yep.
Because um
And the only thing that scares me is fun as it sounds, or as funny as it sounds. The only thing that scares me about that is the title.
right.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. I don't know. Reintroduce yourself. My name is Unique.
My name's Unique. My name is Neek.
Yeah, my name is
Unique,
Unique.
and
I'm
that episode says
reintroducing.
Unique and his soldiers. That his soldiers are gonna be that dude.
Yep.
Assume control of the corners and queens, leaving Rock and Marvin in desperate need of more answers. So 407, Rock is gonna lose all of her, all of her clout and all of her power
Hmm.
because it's on answers and more product. Kanan searches for a missing OC. So I believe Unique in either 406, because once he got his soldiers, he don't need OC no more.
Hmm.
So he gonna kill him.
Yep.
Get rid of after he done used him, right? Kanan searches for a missing OC. That's OC gonna be out of here, I think, 406. Probably at the end, once he don't need him no more,
Right. So
gonna kill
fame,
him.
probably. Yeah.
Right.
And now
Um,
that kind of did they mention anything? No mention of Lulu in that episode, right?
no mention of Blue at all, no.
Price of Fame. 'Cause I kind of feel like they're gonna use that title as a double entendre. I think we may find out what happens to Famous. At the same time, they might tie. I thought they were gonna tie it into something. It was not, especially now that Lulu is in the bed with this woman.
Right.
Like it makes
And the
me
price
feel
of
like
fame, and we still have to realize we still have to go to. Now, 408 Street Struck says Rock goes on the offensive as Marvin and Lou attempt to contain the escalating situations. Jukebox joins the search for OC while Kanan looks into his theory on what happened to Famous. So that's still going to be
Mhm.
408. He still ain't going to really know.
Okay.
409, Kanan suspicious of Rock's involvement, investigates Crystal's disappearance. So everybody's going to be disappearing. Rock's fallout from Unique's retaliation and Marvin's mistake. Jukebox revisits her past, and Lou embraces his new path. Hmm. embraces his new path. I guess back with Rock, that's his new path. And a
Yeah,
devastated Kanan, furious. So now a devastated Kanan 410, a
that
devastated
means
Kanan.
Crystal's probably out of here. Yeah,
Right. That graveyard scene is probably going to be famous because
yeah,
I'm looking at it, or Crystal, because
probably famous because
the
they're gonna come
I
on with it.
looked at the graveyard, the cemetery, whatever. I don't think that, even though they didn't have a good relationship, but I don't think that they would bury the mother in that little small cemetery. Um, I think that that looks like something that nobody could really afford. Like his mother can't really afford anything. That looked like
Famous,
something he would be buried in, or Crystal, right?
probably him.
Yeah, because it's gonna probably be next week. He's
That's
gonna
probably
probably
gonna be
end up
next week. We'll
going
show
to
that little
go.
small funeral, little small cemetery service.
Right.
Um, yeah, that's what I think. What do you guys in the chat room think? Um, you know, going forward, definitely unique is gonna have you're right on point with that. He's gonna assemble the piece to his puzzle is this guy, Jackie Tran. It's gonna be his
Yeah.
assemble the piece of his puzzle. And it's got fact like he in love with Unique. No,
Yeah.
he just respects him, though. He respects him. But a lot of in that culture, though, not even trying to be funny. In that culture, though, they don't really respect women anyway, especially back then, especially in the 90s.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
80s
They
and
ain't respect
90s.
women.
They didn't respect women like that. So the fact that Rock always has to have a chip on her shoulder because she's a female running things. And that Asian culture, they don't respect females like that. Females are not, they're not supposed to say nothing. They're supposed to just fall in line. So
Right.
um, that's why he don't respect her. He's just being the way he is. Only reason why he was messing with her all this time is because of Stefano. Because remember, he said, "I'm gonna tell Stefano I'll no longer be supplying you." And I thought until Unique walked up on him, I thought he was gonna get murked when he
Yeah.
walked
I
out
thought
that
Rock
day.
was gonna murk him. I thought
I thought
Rock
I
or
was gonna get
Marvin.
murdered or have him murked. So we'll see, man. It's looking good so far. Like I said, this is my favorite. This is definitely my favorite spinoff show, and it's right there, right after the first OG Power. As far as
Right.
my favorite show, the writing is great, the performances are great. And right now the anticipation is great. We don't know any wild cards before we wrap it.
Um. Any wild cards of who killed famous?
Of who killed famous or just I mean, I think regardless, before I say who I thought killed famous, I still think it's not it's gonna be because every
Any
show
wild
has an
cards?
ace. I don't know about
Somebody
him.
D Wiz's brother. Because remember
Everyone
what?
always thought that this guy would end up being Breeze, but I'm just like, nah, I don't think they're gonna bring a whole new character in. Now you gotta introduce a whole nother character to become this Breeze guy.
Right.
And then but they may have to, if they're not gonna have Unique do it. Um but I really wish they'd stop playing in our faces though, because it's just like, come on, man. They know that. That's why they have us stuff. They had Unique watching TV at one time. Everybody was waiting to see if Jeopardy comes on. Yeah. They know exactly what
Exactly
they're
what they're
doing.
doing.
They know exactly what they're doing. Everybody was watching
We
Unique.
wait
He
for
did it with
Ronnie.
Ronnie.
I thought it was Ronnie.
Did it with Ronnie.
We wait
Ronnie
to see if
sitting
Jeopardy
down,
come on.
eat, looking, watching TV and eating cornflakes or whatever that he's eating. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
Captain Crunch. That
yeah,
seemed like something Breeze to do. He was about the same age. You get
yeah,
my cereal. And I thought they was gonna be
yeah.
like, I love Alice Trebek or something.
Right, or something like that. But I was thinking it could have been him, but the only thing was the way he was. It's like how go somebody I love Breeze. How anybody love this guy? This guy's a weirdo, a bully. Like he didn't seem like somebody that could really mentor somebody. He
Right.
just kind of make you do it. You know what I mean? He don't like somebody to mentor you.
But this
You
dude
know?
said Breeze was strong, but not smart. Well, maybe if he does reinvent himself as Breeze, this Breeze is strong but not smart. He's not moving very smart. So maybe
Hmm.
I was thinking because of this new, like I said, he's not like he was before. He doesn't move,
Yeah,
as quiet as he was before. But it seems like he's starting to get that back now. You
yeah.
know.
Right. He trying to be back. You saw him how he's talking about I'm back. He trying to be back to old, flashy.
Right.
Yeah, you're
Didn't
not
what's his
flashy.
name
You
tell
got
him to
that
stop
that
that?
freaking chrome dome on you. You got that looking like Frankenstein in the face. You're not gonna be know who you need.
Until that goes
Frankenstein
away.
across your dome.
Do you think that I think she does. I think that Panessa sees him at some point, and I think Panessa tells him Rock did not kill you.
Yeah.
It was Ronnie.
Or- Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that she's gonna say, Rock didn't kill you. Now,
Right.
um, she, I think that he's gonna find that out, and I think they will eventually come face to face. I think he's gonna be getting ready to take Rock out, and she may tell him she was pregnant.
Yeah.
She's gonna say it. She's gonna
Yeah.
say it. Um, she's gonna tell him that she was pregnant,
Yep.
right? And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but this was a very good episode. Very emotional. Dealing with Marvin's mother, and then now dealing with Famous. So R.I.P. to Famous. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
be like some people talk about smoking on a Famous pack, so how Mark Dart be doing. I'm not gonna be that disrespectful. He got his
My
thing
dog
going
don't be
on.
smoking on nothing.
No, but Mark Dark always said, when they die, so I guess we smoking on that Famous pack. Like when someone passed away. That's what he always said. And shout out to Mark Dark.
Shout out to Mark Dot.
Yeah,
You know,
doing his
he
thing.
he got getting awards and shit from the Power
Right. So
Universe.
Mark doing his thing, but I got a little more respect for him. I'm a Miss Famous. I liked his character, um, and I just hate that he had to go out like that. I was hoping that that was him that Kanan was playing chess with that time. I would have liked that better, but uh, somebody had to go. Streets near the body, and it was him.
Yep. So everybody, make sure y'all comment. Keep commenting. Let us know what do you think's gonna happen next with this. Are you enjoying the Raising Canaan? Are you enjoying this season? Is it going where you want it to go? Do you think at the end of the season, do you think are any Thomases dying this season other than the mother with cancer? She ain't a Thomas though, is she? Yeah, I guess
Right.
she is a Thomas. Yeah. Other than the mother with cancer, anybody see any Thomases dying this season? We got
Wow.
another
Y'all
season.
think
Got another season.
y'all think it? I mean, I know. I I still probably think Marvin. If I have to say one other person, I'll say Marvin. Let's take us out of here with old famous.
Street
Rest
free
in peace,
body.
fans.
That's what she's saying.
All right, y'all. We'll be back with the original plan. Make sure you tune in to our power content. Thank y'all for joining us, man.
All right,
Peace,
P.
family.
Fame. Man.